Testing 1, 2. Toast butter one side, toast black loaf, Irish butter. Check, check, check. Right. Let's jump in. So today I decided about 15 minutes ago, you know what, I've been putting this off for years. Let's start doing kind of like gaming news, breaking news, hardware news. Quick background, I'm in my mid-40s. I've been gaming and building PCs and buying parts more than, what's it been now, 30 something years. I build custom PCs for myself and family and friends, but this particular video popped up on my feed about 15 minutes ago, and I just thought this might be a good starting point to kick off a new series which I'm calling Raw Reactions. So other than seeing the thumbnail and the name, that's all I really know. Yes, I am familiar with Intel Arc graphics cards. I've been on the fence about them for quite some time, even since they were initially launched last year. But anyway, without further ado, let's continue. Let's watch the video. Oh, sorry, I just remembered. I forgot to route the audio. Sorry. And off to a great start. Give me 1 second while I fix this. Brilliant. Yeah, I forgot that browser doesn't route to the main audio, so I need to switch browsers. This just took a second. I'm pretty sure this other browser goes straight out. It's not blocked. Yeah, it does. And we're back. Sorry about that. Right, roll the intro there, Roisin.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Ryan Shroud, joined by my good buddy.
I am Tom Peterson.
And we are back. We're excited to be here.
Oh my God.
It's a new year.
It's a new year.
And we're here to talk about graphics.
And the engineers have been hard at work.
That's true. It's like our late Christmas present is to come talk about all of the work that the engineers have been doing.
While you and I were skiing, they were back just cranking. And I got to tell you, they have done some good work.
Well, let's talk about what we're here to talk about today.
Okay.
So it's been roughly 3 months or so since Arc has been out into the world, these high-end desktop products.
Absolutely. And during that time, we've been
High-end?
working to improve everything.
Debatable.
When you're in the GPU business, it's not just one driver and you're done. It's you're going to keep improving that hardware. And when we launched Arc, we said this device that you're buying has untapped headroom. And we've been working to bring that out. And I want to share some of the results so far.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, here we go. Starting off, DX9. DX9 performance has been completely re-architected in our driver, and we're delivering 43% faster performance.
Right, so just to point out an observation there, DirectX 9 has been around for donkey's years, and it's pretty much the base standard that all games at least work on, right? So like performance on those games is second to none. It's always going to be good anyway. Now bear in mind that's an A750, which is only $250. So if you think of what the entry GPUs are for both ATI or AMD as they're now called, and obviously Nvidia, it's far exceeds that price. So the question then is what value for money, or who is the target audience that these low-end cards low-cost cards appear to be for? To me, it's like the equivalent of a, what we call it, a 2060 or a 3050. Those low-end kind of cards, but obviously at a lower price point. But anyway, let's see what they go. And he did mention that there was a, what's the word, an unused overhead that they can be tapped into. So I am hopeful, and this was something that was said last Q3 of last year, I think it was, when they launched these cars. They did mention, and I think Linus and someone else also said it, was the drivers are going to be the biggest problem with them, particularly for the high AAA games. So hopefully this untapped overhead that he's referring to is going to help close the gap and make things better.
Not a small number.
No.
And I want to make sure, like, 43% compared to other drivers releases from us or anybody else, like, 5-6% is like a good performance.
No, this is like, imagine that you bought a, one GPU and now you get 2 GPU generations faster. Right?
It's pretty good.
It's crazy.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
And it's all because the engineers and the architects have been starting from scratch, basically, and they've completely re-architected the thing. And also today at e-tail and retail, we're bringing the price down to $249
for the A750 limited edition cards. Starting today.
Absolutely. So the combination of higher
performance,
they're
bringing it down,
price is just an incredible value.
I think you guys are going to see some interesting data.
Yeah. So let's dive right into it. Okay. Starting off, DX9. Tell me why it's important.
DX9 is still critical, right? And we talked about this a little bit in December.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make earlier.
The importance and value of this segment of gaming to the PC,
it's
right?
Huge.
Counter-Strike is just, CSGO is one of these examples where you've got a million plus people playing it every day, hundreds of millions of dollars of prize money being awarded.
It's really phenomenal.
And you've got to get this right. You have to be in the right spot here. And this, I mean, here we're looking at from a 195 FPS in a fast-moving esports.
No one needs FPS at 195. So let's be clear about that.
It's 80%.
80% live more.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but CSGO is hugely important.
One title.
But it's just one title, right? Let's look at the rest here. We've got a full list of big improvements that we made in DX9, and it's for all over the map.
Okay, let's have a quick look. So, bottom line is a name of games running at 1080p Ultra in DX9. Let's see, the 2 colors are the... What is that? Is that the memory size or is that the driver version? Yeah, I think the 3490 and the 4086 is the driver version number. So in other words, the launch driver versus the current available driver. So what they're showing you is Stellaris, the original driver versus the current driver. The increase of what the FPS count is. Now, I should point out that these should be averages, and it does. Sorry, it says at the top for 1080p. But again, remember, 1080p is the most basic resolution. So of course it's going to look good. Anyway, let's continue.
Right, huge amounts of titles.
It is. We've got 12 or 13 different games here that are just kind of representative of the changes. Everything from CSGO to Payday 2 to maybe Lost Ark.
Lost Ark. As a matter of fact, instead of just looking at a chart, let's take a look at a live demo. Okay, Ryan, what do we got going on here?
So we are playing Lost Ark, Ark with a K.
Okay. Like
great title. DX9.
DX9.
Still incredibly popular.
Hundreds of thousands of people playing
people.
And it's just one example of why DX9 is so important.
Exactly, right? This is why it was important and critical that we improve our performance and capabilities in this, in this space.
And now we've jumped right into it. And what you can see is I'm at 230 frames per second. You're at 130.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
that's almost double frame rate. It's like more than 50. It's like, depending on the scene, I'm going to use my superpowers.
And what I'm showing here is, so we're running at 1080p. We're both on the A750 limited edition. In this case, I'm running on the driver we had at launch. So this would be the experience you have with this game at launch.
Okay.
And you're on a system that is same exact hardware,
same Raptor
the driver that's coming out
A750.
today.
I'm really excited. I mean, it does show that with a driver update alone, we're almost improving the experience by more than 50%, in some cases almost double. And it's just through software. We're unleashing the potential of the Arc GPU.
Exactly.
Lost Ark, right? Pretty cool.
Pretty fun game.
I like the little clicking. You noticed I did a lot of the carrying of the team.
No, this was team effort. Even when we're on a co-op game, you're competitive with me. But great performance improvement that we saw there. Put it in context.
All right, so let's normalize this. When you normalize, you get a better sense of the percentage improvement. What do we got here, Ryan?
So you've got everything from 10% on the low end up to 77% better performance improvements, right? And that's in Elder Scrolls Skyrim, that's in CSGO. The
League of
number
Legends
we saw in Lost Ark was more than 50%.
That's great. What's really important about DX9 is there's this long tail of titles, right?
Yeah.
And our new architecture for the driver is going to lift up many of those titles,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay, it's not just about performance though, it's also about what I call smoothness. Now this is showing you CSGO on our launch driver, and that going up and down there, that kind of like jittery line, that's not a great experience. I mean, sometimes things are jittering in your scene and it's not a great experience.
Yeah,
Nobody likes it. This second line is our new driver. And that being nice and flat and tight, that tells you that the performance is consistent. We're delivering consistent frames smoothly.
That's the combination that you want to have for a good gaming experience.
Now, the way you can measure this, and instead of just showing charts, is through something called a 99th percentile. Now, the 99th percentile is reporting just that 1% of slowest frames. So having a high number for a 99th percentile kind of means you're getting more consistent frame rates. So in this case, we're showing you, again, normalized from our launch driver to now. What do we got here?
In general, things actually look even better in that 99th percentile, right? So we're seeing more than double the smoothness in a couple of titles, and you're getting 50, 60, 70% improvements in a lot of games.
It's great. I can say for a fact that DX9 is ready for prime time, and I hope all the reviewers who are getting sample cards give it a drive, right? Okay, but it's not 19 by 10 alone. Obviously, 25 by 14. Yep. Huge improvements here as well. What's our
all the way up to?
Right. So this is typically the resolution I play at is 1440p because that's my native resolution. But I do downscale the stream of the recording I'm doing to 1080p because it's just less headaches with YouTube and whatever else. Let's see, what have you got here now? You got StarCraft 2, For the King, Left 4 Dead 2. Like, these are all really old games, with the exception of Lost Ark. What else there is newer? I don't know what For the King is, but I'm pretty sure like these are all really old games. And when you look at what the type of the game is as well, like RTS for example, or kind of like top down like League of Legends, who plays those games on Ultra? And then the ones that are FPS games like CSGO, which I think, is that the only one that's there that's Team Fortress 2 as well, of course. But CSGO would be the main FPS competitive game there. You're not going to play that game on Ultra, even on 4040p, because why would you want to impact the performance of your game? It's a bit like, in some games where people will intentionally turn off, say, I don't know, shadow scaling, lower the grass rendering so that the part of the grass disappears so you can see someone lying in the grass, So you're just not going to be running an Ultra.
87%.
87%.
Again, in 1440p, you get maybe even a little bit more relative
You're a little less CPU limited, and you get a little bit more of the GPU exposed. Exactly. Again, it's not just an average frame rate. If we look at percentiles, we can again see huge improvements at 25 by 14.
More than double in a title, and again, like 90% better smoothness in two different titles as well. Like these are massive gains.
Okay, so let's summarize it. We have done some big work just since launch. Now remember, that's just 3 months. We've improved our average performance on DX9 by 43%, and our smoothness is improved by 60%.
It's a combination that means if you already bought an ARC card, you're going to get a great experience.
You're going to get...
And if you haven't bought an ARC card, you can go in confident that the experience you're going to get is good.
Absolutely. Now's your time. All right. But we've already said the Arc GPU is not just built for DX9. It's a modern GPU. We have hardware ray tracing, lots of hardware dedicated to doing beautiful hardware ray tracing in DX12 titles. We have XeSS, which is built on our XMX basic infrastructure for AI inferencing. And we've been working hard on both of these technologies. So for us, DX11, DX12, modern gaming is going to be a labor of love forever. Right, we're going to be working on this thing, making it better.
So it sounds great, and I really hope they do pull it off.
So just since launch, we have had 8.
But I'm skeptical.
Now that's 8 driver releases that are doing what exactly?
A driver is the way that we take all the ideas we have about making performance better or making compatibility better, and we deliver it to a customer through a driver update. So we've done tons of bug fixes, we've done tons of stability improvements, and mostly we've had huge performance upgrades.
Excellent.
Right now, we also support new games and new titles when they become available. We call it a game on driver, and we've had 21 new titles supported the day they launch.
That's important, right? If you're a gamer, you've invested in your gaming PC, a new game comes out, you're excited about it, you want to make sure that you want to know that you're having the best experience you can have on your platform.
Absolutely. Also, XeSS, our technology for AI super sampled images.
I call it XeSS, we can just call it XS.
We've gone more than double the titles.
See what I did there?
We're now up to over 35 titles.
Yep, impressive.
Yeah, and lastly, we are continuously improving our DX11 and DX12 performance. We've had tons of updates, and I'll tell you a little bit.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see benchmarks on DX11, 12 on games that on the same on say an Nvidia card, say like a 3000 series, like a 3070 and maybe a 4070.
The DevRel team, the ISV groups,
the 2070 before that.
A ton of credit for getting
absolutely, and the technology is easy to adopt. If you've done similar technologies, this is almost a turnkey upgrade.
Very cool. And that's not the only thing that our DevRel team is doing for us. They're also doing some bundles.
Absolutely.
Right? Starting today, actually, along with our updates, you can get a Nightingale and the Settlers included with the purchase of an Arc graphics card, the A750, of course.
I don't know those games or whether they're
as well, right?
worth
The family, including notebooks.
I would hope at least one of them is what we would call a double A title, if not triple A.
Exactly.
So as I talked about, DX11 performance is improving, right? Yes. Warframe is just one example. It's a huge title. Tell me a little bit about the performance improvement here.
So this, I mean, you see the visual here. This is going from 159 average FPS to 250 FPS.
Wow.
Now, and it even says at the bottom, performance varies based on configurations. So what would have been nice to know here is what CPU was used, what RAM, and what clock speed on the RAM was set, those type of things, and not just the driver version number and the FPS, because that could be anything. That could be an i9 for all I know. It would be nice if they're going to do stuff like this, that they show it based on something that's middle of the road, like what I would refer to as an i5 quad CPU of both, say, the current generation and the second last generation.
Not a small performance improvement.
No.
Dramatic performance improvement.
Yeah, and I love to see a chart like this, but what I actually appreciate more is real gameplay. All right, Ryan, this is Warframe. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the game?
Warframe is a free-to-play, third-person, role-playing kind of title, right? And we're doing the same kind of configuration we had before. On this side is the Arc A750 limited edition on the launch driver. This would be the experience you would have with that configuration.
Okay, and on this side, this is our brand new driver, just came out, and we can see right away, you're at 165 frames per second. I'm at 270.
How did I do that? Hold on a minute. How did it switch?
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Ryan Shroud, joined by my good buddy.
No.
It's a 77% better performance improving what exactly?
A driver is
going from 159.
I looked at the other screen for a moment. I missed what was happening.
Not a small performance improvement.
No.
Dramatic performance.
Brand new driver just came out.
Here we go.
And we can see right away, you're at 165 frames per second. I'm at 270 already, so it's a massive performance.
Big performance difference. We're running at 1080p and DX11.
Okay, and let's get into it. We're going to go smack this guy around a little bit.
And of course, the competition that has to exist between us.
It's always there. We're going to get Volt Spectre a smackdown.
Why would I want it on 480?
Oh yeah, pretty big differences.
Where is he? Where'd he go?
Visible.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I hope he.
Oh, there he is. I got you.
See, keep going in this corner.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think I already got him. Oh wait, nope. Oh wait, yep, get him. I think he's dead. Yeah, that was a one-hit wonder, man.
Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing for me.
All right,
That
I'm
character stuck in the
240 frames
corner.
per second. You're at
Oh,
240
no, he's not.
different spots.
Yeah, if you look out that
window.
final windshield
Yeah, I'm
there.
at 400 frames per
Yeah,
second. You're at
big
300 frames per
difference.
second. So the point of this is not showing my gaming skills versus Ryan, although that is an impressive side. The performance of the new driver dramatically faster than our prior driver, and it's just going to keep getting better. Good luck. All right, Warframe. Pretty cool game, right?
I lost
I
again.
thought it was a great game.
I lost again.
I don't know what happened there. I just didn't. Yeah, but anyway,
great.
the performance is what matters. It's not about who's the better gamer. And in this case, Warframe has improved by over 50%. Is that right?
Yes.
Crazy, crazy. So if you take that all together, DX11's getting better, DX12's getting better, and now it's all available at a new low price. We said at $249.
$249 for the A750 limited
What's it
edition.
down from, I
card.
wonder?
You know, starting today in key
What was
retailers,
the
it'll be rolling
launch
out
price?
throughout
Was
the
it
globe over the
$350?
next week or so.
Yep.
But bear in mind,
Fantastic
that's
price.
US
Coupled with all
dollars
the,
now,
you know,
not
software
euro,
stuff that
not
we talked
sterling.
about.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, the way I think about it is the new price changes our position in the market. It changes our perf per dollar. So let's take a look at it, right?
That's a good idea.
So here you go. I've got a big chart of lots of titles. The line is the perf per dollar we delivered at launch. And now those blue bars are what's the perf per dollar we're delivering now. And you can see what's really new here is these big spikes for DX9.
Yeah.
We're crushing DX9.
DX9, that might have been a sore spot for some reviews.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Now we're saying, hey, look.
These big spikes for DX9.
Hold on a sec. Wait, hold on. Let me turn my head. Can I even see this? Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Sorry, this is DX12. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. The Rift Baker. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Moonlight Blade. Ghostwire Tokyo. Control. Metro Exodus. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah, I played that a bit. Cyberpunk. Sniper Elite. Death Stranding. Director's Cut. Okay, so let's see. FPS per dollar normalized to launch driver. I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to read that.
Yeah.
We're crushing DX9.
DX9, that might have been a sore spot for some reviews.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're saying, hey, look.
What
software
I
team
gotta
is
tell you,
delivered.
this is just one of those things I love about it. It's because when we have something like that happen, we can get on
Ryan
it.
knows them much.
So that's happened on DX9. But you can also see DX11 is improving, right?
Yes, it's DX11 and DX12 all increasing and improving relative to our launch position.
Right? And now it's not just
Right,
about us. I know
okay.
it's not just about us. We got to consider where we are relative to everybody else.
Yeah,
I did
that's the
same
bit I
thing.
want to see.
This is taking NVIDIA's latest driver.
3060,
and,
okay.
using the 3060 12 gigabytes.
Right.
Running all the same titles, same configurations. And the blue lines on top are how much better
But
we
what are
compared
those
to that.
configurations? Hold on a sec. Other than telling us it's a RTX compared to a 3060 12 gig versus the A750, like, are they trying to say that theirs is performing better than the 3060? Because that's what this looks like.
That on a perf per dollar basis.
It's there are a lot of bars above that.
A lot of
line.
bars above there, right?
How
Almost
do
all
you-
of those bars are
The
above that line.
DX9, pretty good, right? The
Unbeatable
DX11,
combo of
DX12,
performance,
great.
price,
Yeah.
and
So it
features.
takes a story that maybe
Yeah,
would have been
I'm not
one of
sure I
our
agree with that
lows,
statement.
Turns it into a high,
does.
right? And says now it's not a you don't have to choose, right?
No,
you get
can-
all of
legacy
this.
What do they call it?
APIs,
Apples to
modern
oranges
APIs,
comparison.
Features,
Yes.
performance, all at an incredible price. What's the summary? Right
Yeah,
now,
price is great, but
A750, based on the data today, is 50%
still skeptical.
better perf per dollar than an RTX 3060.
The gaming value you get out of this product, out of Arc, is astounding, right?
It comes back to what we said a couple months ago, right? We're not playing around here, right? We're bringing everything we've got to bear. We're bringing a great new price, and we're improving performance constantly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you summarize everything all together, we've improved DX9 performance by 43%.
Amazing.
We have a brand new price, $249, which means we're delivering 52% better value than our closest competitor.
Now, I know we have
Sounds
that line
good
of text on
in
the top of the
in
slide
theory.
there. Right? I want to call it out,
I
right?
can only
When we
hope that
talked
they
in
do
October,
manage
it was
to
about bringing balance back.
Yeah.
That
things
was that
better
was your-
going
that was your
forward
catchphrase
as well.
Of the moment. It still applies, right? But this is about unleashing Arc,
Yeah.
unleashing the product.
When we launched, we were very clear that this hardware has headroom left, right? We built a tremendous performance core that we hadn't been able to optimize all the software yet. Well, that's exactly what we've been doing over the last several months. Just 3 months later, we are unleashing the performance that is built into every Arc GPU.
Well, I'm excited about it. I think this is a fantastic story. I know we're going to have reviewers and tech community. They're all going to take a look at this and see, does it stack up? Is it stack up?
I'm confident.
And I am too, right? And so thanks for coming and explaining it with
us.
Great. And thanks to the engineers for making it all happen, of course. And we'll be back soon with more updates.
Time.
Ah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. I was right. It is a 9913 series. On a Z790 chipset. What else? Dominator, 32 gig of RAM, 5600 megahertz. So like straight away, like most of the people who play CSGO are not going to be running 32 gig, never mind 5600 megahertz DIMMs. That's just not a thing. I mean, yes, it's the latest and greatest, and that's great, but let's be a little bit realistic. And then there's the storage, obviously, as well, because that's most people aren't going to have a 4 terabyte NVMe drive because that could cost you a kidney or a liver. But balanced power policy. Okay, that's interesting that they have that mentioned. Yeah, I mean, it all looks great on paper. And obviously the comparison to launch drivers versus current does look promising. I can only hope that Intel does really become a stronger GPU builder in the graphics card industry. And as you probably heard not too long ago, EVGA is pulling out of it, which was a big shock considering the amount of years and engineering they've done, and obviously the famous Kinguin builds and cooling. But yeah, no, be interesting to see now how this goes. If I do manage to get my hands on one of these, I still have my old rig case. I might be able to throw something together and actually try it out on a more realistic build, something like an i7 10th gen Intel CPU with say 16 gig of RAM, because to me 8 to 16 is the average that most people are playing with. The people who play with 32 64 gig of RAM and faster than say 3200 megahertz are the people like myself and sim builders and sim rig builders who play like Microsoft Flight Simulator, which has a huge dependency on RAM and speeds and stuff like that. But anyway, thanks for watching. As I said, this is our first episode of doing a raw reaction to gaming news and hardware and whatnot. So we'll see how this works out. We may not, I don't know how many of these we'll be planning on doing or how regular, but sure we'll see. But take it from here. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.